This is a question I get asked in debates all the time. Hovind, you call yourself Dr. Hovind. By the way, I rarely do that, okay? I'm just Kent, okay? But I do have a Ph.D. And they say, is your Ph.D. legitimate? Well, I think you've got a right to face your accusers. I say, whoever's spreading the information about a Ph.D., would you please stand? And they don't stand, of course. I'm always ready to answer questions. But whenever somebody says, you don't have a legitimate degree, right away I know it's called an ad hominem attack. They're attacking the person instead of the message. So I do take it a little cautiously. Do you have a legitimate degree? Well, they're trying to draw attention away from their silly religion of evolution. Ph.D. means Doctorate of Philosophy. That's what it means. Do I have one? Yes, I do. There's a picture of it. It's hanging on the wall right inside if you want to go look at it. Patriot University started 1980 in Colorado Springs. It was a Baptist church that started this university. It's a Christian school, kind of like you guys went to the Christian school up here in Pensacola. Nothing wrong with that. They have about 30 graduates a year. You can give them a phone call if you want. They were at Hilltop Baptist Church for years. They had 25 graduates a year. About 3 got doctor's degrees. They offered doctor's degrees and they offered Ph.D.s. They have now changed their name to Patriot Bible University. That was done just in the last few years. It used to be just simply Patriot University when I went there, okay? They offered a Ph.D. in education. I took it. I got it. It took me 9 years to finish it. I worked hard for my degree. I don't know if people work hard for theirs or not. But if you don't like the doctor's degree, then call me Bubba, call me Kent, call me Hey You, and let's get back to the topic, okay? It's not a big deal with me. Before I finished my last course, I sat down, put the course away, thought about it for 2 weeks. Do I really want to finish this? Is this degree, is the term doctor going to help or hurt my ministry? I just want to win souls and influence people, that's all. And I really wrestled with, should I even finish it? For fear that it might be a hindrance instead of a help. And I finally did. I ended up with a Ph.D. and a doctorate in divinity. I have a doctor's divinity and doctor in Ph.D. in education, religious education. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But if you don't like the degree, then okay, don't call me. They call it Patriot a diploma mill. It is not a diploma mill. You can contact them yourself. Okay, I worked pretty hard for my degree. I don't know if they worked hard for theirs or not. About 25 graduates a year. So yes, I have a Ph.D. And Darwin's degree was in theology, but they call him a scientist. Okay, Henry Morris has a great article about people. Charles Darwin was an apostate divinity student whose only degree was theology. Alfred Russell had little formal education with only a brief apprenticeship in surveying. And yet they say he was a great scientist. Jean Lamarck is the only one that had a real degree. Ernst Haeckel in Germany seemed to have a bona fide education in the branch of evolutionary science that they pursued. Those are the only 2 guys. But most people that are involved in evolution in the early days were surveyors or engineers and had nothing to do with biology. Yet we call them the fathers of evolution. I do have an earned Ph.D. from a non-accredited Christian university. I've always said that. Thousands of major world leaders throughout history had no degrees of any kind. Thousands of major universities offer degrees by distance learning via the internet, correspondence. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't ever have to show up on campus. Thousands of people who attend classes in universities cheat, lie, or bribe their way to get a degree. I didn't do any of those, okay? Getting a degree from an accredited university does not guarantee any level of intelligence. I mean, most of them still believe they came from a rock, for heaven's sake, okay? If you don't like my degree, then call me Kent or Bubba, and let's get back to the topic. If I were dumb or desperate, I could travel to universities around the world and take pictures of where their actual degrees are from. I was at Rutgers University, and I saw a little closet under a stairwell. It's a converted closet where they handle their correspondence for those that are getting degrees in, I don't know, Chinese or something. Nobody does it, so they got 1 or 2 students, or who knows how many. So you don't need a whole university for that degree because there's just nobody's doing it. So the fact that it's a little closet under a stairwell, does that prove it's not legitimate? No. Come on, grow up, get a life. Okay, I think you can have a degree.